All right, San Diego State moving on in the NCAA tournament here. First NCAA tournament win for Coach Brian Dutcher. I'm not saying that that was a great win over Charleston, but we'll definitely take it in the NCAA tournament. It doesn't matter how you win. It doesn't matter how many points you win by. A win is a win. And so, Aztecs fans, we're going to take it. Was it pretty? No. In the first half, it definitely was not pretty. I mean, it started pretty much from the jump. I think it was Trammell. It was either Butler or Trammell just kind of lazily carrying it up the court, and then one of the Charleston players came and stole it. Little things like that. First half, they were down 7 at one point, up 3 at the end of the first half, 11 turnovers in that first half. Second half, late in the second half, I saw the graphic say there was like two turnovers in that second half, so it was not as bad in the second half. But the first half was really sloppy. But the good thing, right, the lucky thing, I guess, for San Diego State was Charleston was not hitting their threes like maybe we thought they were going to, right? Going into this game, a big story about Charleston was they chuck up a lot of threes, and San Diego State might be in trouble if they make those threes. But when you look at the box score and all that, Charleston, they didn't make really those threes. They made 5 threes in total in this game. San Diego State made 4. So that's not a big margin at all. And Charleston, right, Dutcher going into this game was describing Charleston as a team that was pretty much like San Diego State. San Diego State just, I think, has more depth, more talented. But, I mean, congrats to Charleston on a great year. I mean, tremendous year. But I was confident going into this game that San Diego State was going to win this game. Like, maybe part of it was because I'd never heard of Charleston before. San Diego State going into this game was making their free throws late, and what do you know? They end up making their free throws late in this game. We can start with the 3+ minute scoring drought that they had. A couple missed threes. One was by Bradley, and that was like, uh-oh, that was the point for me. I was thinking, okay, this is going the wrong direction here. Let's get some rebounds, because it felt like a little bit there, San Diego State could not buy a rebound. They couldn't get a rebound to save their life, and then they ended up getting some rebounds. Uh, Tie game 53-53 with 3:20 left after Jaden Ledee's goaltending. And then, obviously, the nerves kick in there, right? Because the nerves were kicking in before that. But in that moment, it's like, wow, okay, it's a tie game here. San Diego State was up 7 at one point in the second half. Now it's a tie game again. But Parrish, late in the second half, made a huge three, made it 58-53 with 1:43 left. He was the player at the end of this game for me, like the big guy that stood up in the moment. There were some other guys, Bradley, Seiko, 25.1 seconds left, 58-55. Bradley goes to the free throw line, makes 2 out of 3, makes it a 2-score game, 60-55. Seiko made 1 out of 2 of his free throws. And then Parrish, when Charleston came down the court, grabbed the rebound to seal it. So again, it came down to those free throws, right? That's part of the reason, like I said earlier, part of the reason why I felt good about this Aztecs team going in was that they were doing the right things at the end of games in that Mountain West tournament, right? Maybe they weren't getting all the rebounds throughout the game or hitting all of their shots, but they were able to get rebounds when it was needed most to seal games, and they were making free throws, right? And Bradley did that. Seiko did that. Parrish with the rebound, the huge three that he made to make it a 3-point game back when there was 1:43 left on the clock. So, look, like I said, it was not a pretty win. I don't know if this was a convincing win, but San Diego State has it really well set up for them to make it to the Sweet 16 because Charleston was going to be a tough team. I'm not saying that their next opponent, Furman's, not going to be a tough team, but I'd rather be playing them than Virginia, right? What a win by Furman. I mean, upset Virginia earlier today. Virginia was the 4 seed, and the sequence at the end of that game, Virginia, their point guard, he had a timeout left. Virginia had a timeout, doesn't call it, instead chucks it up to maybe waste the clock. Maybe that's what he was thinking. And instead, Furman gets it and then pass it 3 with like 2 seconds left, and they end up winning. So, look, this ends up working out pretty well for San Diego State. Like, all that matters, they won this game 63-57. Dutch got his first tournament win finally. Last year, losing to Creighton, that sucked, right? Having a late lead and then losing it like that in overtime. Bradley missing free throws, right? He ends up making free throws in this game late to make it a two-possession game, give San Diego State that edge going the rest of that game, right? That there wasn't a lot left, but those were huge free throws to make to keep San Diego State up 2 scores, put them up 2 scores, and really put the pressure on Charleston to make all of their shots to have a chance, and they weren't able to do that. Again, Parrish obviously with the huge rebound, and that pretty much sealed it. So, are you happy to be playing Furman over Virginia? I assume Aztecs fans you are. Let me know your thoughts on this game in the comments. I'm happy for Dutch. I'm happy for obviously the players on this team and the staff, all their hard work. It has paid off for this first game. Now, can they go be the team they should beat in the round of 32 to go to the Sweet 16? If they don't beat Furman, it's going to be disappointing, but we can't sit here and say after that game, if they fall, we can't sit here and say Dutch can't get it done. Like, he did show that his team, they can get it done in the tournament. You just hope that they can get it done twice here in March in Orlando.